before they would take them outside.
As far as the disc craft and other craft over in S4, are they all captured alien vehicles, or are they also Nazi engineered vehicles that
Those were
we took over? Oh,
yeah, those are in another part of S4. When we were out in the desert at the High Point interviewing Colonel Orion, we had him sketch the craft that he saw in the 7 bays of the bay facility there. And he said that there were craft in 7 of the bays, that 3 of the craft were identical, all the rest were different.
What was your main focus in doing the interview?
To let him say what he could say, as much as we could get from him. I didn't want to be leading him or introducing anything, changing the subject. I wanted it to be his testimony. This is his sketch on the notebook that we were using at the recording site of the ship in Bay Number 1. He's doing all the sketching in ball pen in blue ink.
This one is this one's got the legs and all. I mean, I don't know too much about this one. I've only seen this one twice. It has like a hydraulic system in here that keeps it up off the ground. The legs kind of like they got joints in them that move. There's 4 legs on this one. I mean, I believe this is an older recovery. There's no...
Is this a smooth curve up here on the top?
This is yes, a smooth curve. And there's some kind of a white crystalline substance right here.
Crystalline substance.
Crystalline. It looks to me like a diamond, but I mean, it's about 8 inches wide. I don't know what it is or what it's for. I've never seen it activated. This is of a low priority vehicle. This one is mostly covered all the time, and this is in Bay 1. And
so I think 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6.
Yes. And this is, I mean, this, it's like they don't pay no attention to this one at all. This is mostly covered all the time. I've seen it uncovered once.
What kind of testing is done on the craft that you know, besides radiation testing? That kind of stuff?
Well, I know there was, I mean, there's I guess what you call a metallurgist at the facility that's there all the time. I mean, he was always constantly trying to get some kind of, I mean, they were trying to scrape it, but a couple of them would produce some kind of residue from the scrape, but some of them wouldn't. I mean, as I say, when somebody was there on the ship, we couldn't get a view at all. When they were working on the vehicles, we couldn't. If we turned around and looked, we were reprimanded immediately about it. So it was best not to observe. You just walk back and forth. I mean, you can kind of look out of the corner of your eye, but that's about the best you can see. I mean, they had machines they'd wheel in there, and I just couldn't make it out because everything was so tight. When they were working on it, it was tight. I mean, they didn't trust us. They trusted us to know. I mean, we knew what was there, but it was like to know what's going on. It's a whole different story. It's a need to know, and that's basically all there is to it.
Did you ever overhear any of the scientists discussing any properties of the metals or magnetic fields?
I heard one time about they were trying to figure out how many times that this metal was laid or something. Laid upon each, some kind of a process that they didn't know what kind. I mean, that's about it. They were trying to figure out, and they were talking about how many times it was laid, like 1,000 times it makes it laid to produce this kind of a metal or something. But that's about it. I didn't.
Nothing about conductivity or magnetism?
No.
Never overheard any of that?
No. I mean, I've read books about, geomagnetic propulsion and stuff like that.
Were you guys ever briefed on radiation hazard areas or magnetic, electronic hazard areas?
Yeah, just a little bit though. We were told that the machines themselves were high in radiation, not to touch them. I don't think that was true. I think they just didn't want us near them. I mean, the people that were working around them always had a suit on. They were always dressed up appropriately. On the new one, they were.
Does the first one there look like any other ships that you've seen or photos in your catalog or?
In Bay 2, 3, and 4, there were 3 identical ships just like that. That's his sketch of the Bay 2, 3, and 4.
What's the rectangle you just sketched on the bottom? Is that what they sit on, or?
This is like what they sit on now. I have personally witnessed when they somehow activate this vehicle and a bottom pops out, and then it kind of pops out a little bit and comes to about right, I'd say maybe a foot below the vehicle, and it sits on a cushion of air about 2 inches. When you're near the vehicle, the static electricity is extremely intense. When you put your face up to it and breathe up against it or anything, there's no fogging of any sort at all. And I also found kind of peculiar is there's no dust ever on these, and I don't never seem to see anybody wiping them off. There's no residue of any kind on any of these vehicles, on these 3.
What's this? Is this retractable?
This part right here comes down, it's retractable.
The bottom.
It sits on the ground, and when they activate it, it seems this part pushes it like a hydraulic mechanism, brings it up off the ground to about a foot. And then you don't hear nothing, absolutely no sound, and then it just picks up, and it sits on about 2 inches of air.
This was another attempt to get a better drawing of the craft in Bay 2, 3, and 4 from another angle.
Can you describe the shapes of the openings or the way the doors opened on the craft?
Most of the time they had them turned around so we couldn't view it, but one time I seen, let me find the one. On the ones, they got 3 identical ones in Bay 2, 3, and 4. These right here. Something like this will just open up. Not from a hinge either. It's all pop up. A whole section will just pop up. There's no stairs or nothing. They had a stair system that would go to it. This is just a view that I seen.
The whole thing is popping
Yeah,
out all the way out and they laid it on the floor?
No, it would pop up and just sit there with some kind of a hydraulic, not anything like we've seen, not hydraulics, but from a view like this, it would look like this. You know what I mean? It would pop up, and you know what I mean? And then it would, when it came back down, you could barely see a crack, barely. It almost looked, if you were looking from 15 feet away, you couldn't see it.
So the door basically just lifted up and
lifted up, and that's all I've ever seen of anything being open. Most of the time they'd have them turned around while they were working, while you were walking back and forth. I mean, we weren't privy to no kind of information whatsoever.
So you could never see a glance of any kind of
control. No, any kind of control or monitor, nothing of that sort at all. When there was people in the saucers, we had duty detachment in the hangar area and G level you know what I mean? We would walk back down the hallway, do an about face, walk back, and do it just to make sure. I mean, if somebody sabotaged it, then we would catch anybody that's coming in or out. There would be 2 people. We'd pass each other in the middle, go down, and keep doing it until they were done. I know they activated I've seen them activate one, and that was the ones that all looked, 3 of them looked identical in Bays 2, 3, and 4. I mean, I would assume it was some kind of a reversal of gravity or magnet. I mean,
When you say you saw one or more craft activated?
one craft at a time.
One craft activated. When you knew that it was activated, did you notice anything different about it? Did it seem to come alive in any sense of the word, or was it just as inert as it always was?
It was inert as it always was, with the exception of the bottom of it being kind of blurry, like I explained, the heat coming off of the hood and